born on August 7th, 1970, in South Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, grew up surrounded by music, thanks to her father, John Ottebre, a noted singer known as Johnny October. Her love for music was matched only by her passion for reading murder mysteries. Despite her artistic inclinations, she worked as a loan processor and was a devoted mother to her son, Joe Jr. Richard Petroni, born on August 29, 1969, shared Danielle's Philadelphia roots. Described as hardworking, family-oriented, and a fan of rock music and sports, he was a single father to his daughter Angela and worked in his family's bakery. Their paths crossed again in 2004 amidst personal turmoil in Danielle's life. Her marriage to Joe Imbo was crumbling, prompting her to rekindle a connection with Richard, a childhood acquaintance. Despite their mutual affection, Danielle opted to prioritize her family amidst divorce proceedings, leading to a temporary separation from Richard. However, tragedy struck on February 19, 2005, when Danielle and Richard went missing after a night out together. They were last seen around 11:45 p.m. on Saturday, February 19, 2005, leaving Abilene's Bar at 429 South Street in Philadelphia, where they met with some friends. They were heading for Richard's 2001 black Dodge Dakota pickup truck, Pennsylvania license plate, parked in the neighborhood. Richard, Danielle, or the truck haven't been seen since, and there have been no traces or clues as to their whereabouts. They planned to spend the night at Danielle's house in Mount Laurel, New Jersey. The next day, Richard was to come back to his apartment on Snyder Avenue near 16th Street in South Philadelphia to watch the Daytona 500. No one knows if the couple ever made it to Danielle's house Saturday night. Despite extensive searches and investigations, no trace of them has ever been found. Various theories abound, including the possibility of accidental drowning or foul play, with the FBI suggesting they may have been victims of a murder-for-hire plot due to their sudden disappearance without a trace. Suspicions initially fell on those close to them, including Richard's friends and Danielle's estranged husband, Joe. However, no concrete evidence implicating them has been uncovered. Despite ongoing efforts by law enforcement and private groups, including dives into the Delaware River, the whereabouts of Danielle and Richard remain unknown. Their families continue to hold out hope for closure, haunted by the uncertainty surrounding their loved one's fate. As the investigation persists, they cling to the belief that someday they will uncover the truth and find peace. Trevor Deely entered the world on August 15, 1978, born to Michael and Ann Deely. His childhood unfolded in Naas, County Kildare, Ireland, where he grew up amidst his three older siblings, forming particularly strong bonds with his brother Mark. Education initially led Trevor to pursue business studies at the Waterford Institute of Technology, a path he later diverged from. A period of uncertainty followed until he discovered a passion for mathematics, prompting him to enroll in a computer course in Dublin, which he completed in May 1999. Post-graduation, Trevor faced several career prospects, but opted to join the IT department of the Bank of Ireland Asset Management on Leeson Street in Dublin, a decision that proved fruitful, His commitment, amiability, and dedication earned him admiration from colleagues and management alike. Trevor's life took a dark turn on December 7th, 2000, during his office Christmas celebration at Buck Whaley's nightclub. Departing from the festivities around 3:30 a.m., he embarked on his journey home amid a taxi strike, deciding to retrieve his umbrella from the nearby bank before commencing his walk to his apartment on Serpentine Avenue. His actions that night, captured on CCTV footage, depict his encounter with a mysterious figure dressed in black near his workplace's gates. Subsequent events, including a brief conversation with the unidentified individual, marked the last known moments of Trevor's presence. Alarm bells rang when Trevor failed to show up for work on subsequent days, prompting his family and colleagues to report him missing. Despite extensive efforts, including enhanced CCTV analysis and a search in Chappellizade, spurred by an anonymous tip, Trevor's fate remains elusive. A significant development emerged in December 2023 when authorities ruled out the individual seen trailing Trevor as a suspect, shedding new light on the perplexing circumstances surrounding his disappearance. Yet, despite this revelation, the mystery of Trevor Deely's vanishing endures, leaving his family and investigators grappling with unanswered questions, uncertain of what truly transpired on that fateful December night. Christopher Carlton Tompkins entered the world on December 28, 1981, characterized by his cheerful demeanor, sociable nature, and strong work ethic. At the age of 20, he resided in Ellerslie, Georgia, alongside his mother, Ann Mackenzie, where he pursued employment with a surveying company, relishing the camaraderie and challenges of his role. On January 25, 2002, Christopher embarked on a typical workday, arriving promptly at 8 a.m. to join his colleagues at a job site near County Line Road in Harris County, Georgia. Engaged in their tasks, the surveyors progressed steadily until midday, when they paused for a lunch break. However, when work resumed at approximately 1:30 p.m., Christopher inexplicably vanished. One of his co-workers was having a conversation with Chris. At one point, he looked away from Chris to complete a task, and about a minute later said something else. When he got no response, he lifted his head up and looked in the direction where Chris was, but didn't see him. Initially, he thought maybe he stepped into the trees to use the bathroom. He called him a few more times and got no response. He let the other workers know, and together, they walked down to where Christopher had been working. The co-workers were questioned, although the police publicly stated they believe Christopher just walked off. One co-worker, however, obtained an attorney a week after, although no one is sure why. Christopher's mother believes the co-workers know more than they are saying, and she also believes that Christopher is no longer alive and likely met with foul play. Following Christopher's disappearance, law enforcement initiated a thorough investigation. Discoveries near the site, including a boot and a thread matching Christopher's belongings, offered few clues. Despite exhaustive searches and the discovery of another boot months later, determined to be less than 1 mile from the spot where he disappeared from, the investigation eventually reached an impasse, with authorities speculating that Christopher may have chosen to vanish voluntarily. In the absence of concrete evidence, various theories emerged surrounding Christopher's disappearance, from speculative notions of wilderness phenomena to suspicions regarding his co-workers' involvement. Despite assertions from Christopher's mother refuting claims of her son's unusual behavior, lingering doubts and unanswered questions persist, fueling conjecture about the circumstances surrounding his vanishing. Regrettably, Christopher Tompkins' case is no longer under active investigation, leaving his loved ones and those familiar with his story yearning for closure and resolution. Despite the passage of time, hope remains that someday definitive answers will emerge, shedding light on the mystery that has haunted them since that fateful January day in 2002.